Hey, folks, it's Dave back here, and I was supposed to play a game tonight when I get home from work, but not gonna happen. I don't know if you saw the picture that's in the thumbnail. Yep, that's my yard, and that's exactly what I needed for I went out to work tonight. Was a tree crushing my fence and going into my yard, a big one too. Like the title says, when it rains, it pours. And you know something? Quite honestly, I know you guys are getting tired of my videos just being life updates. I'm getting tired of them too. I'm like ready to lose my crap. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I come home tonight and I dropped something on the ground and I nearly lost it. I did. I'm that on edge with everything right now. Just I just can't get the wife comfortable. She's just in too much pain, and she's been a bear because she's in pain, rightly so. But I'm taking the brunt of that. I'm trying to pick up her slack here at the house because she can't do anything. I'm trying to keep up my end of what I do, trying to go to work, trying to do whatever it takes. And I'm just got her settled in the bed. She's feeling okay. And I hear a big thud in the backyard. My dog was out in the yard too. And I look and he's at the back door and I'm like, oh, what a chair come over or something like that. 'Cause it wasn't even windy out. Wasn't even windy out. And I look and there's this friggin' tree. That's the picture I showed. That's in my backyard right now. So I get him in. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I get two bad shoulders. I can't lift anything right now. And she's in the bed. And she goes, I think I saw the neighbor out in his yard. So I leaned over to my neighbor and says, hey, you got a saw? And he comes over and he's like, oh, he goes, let me help you. So we managed to just cut through the tree enough to get it off the fence. And then he helped me put the fence up and we put some stakes in the ground to hold it up and then boarded it up like we were going on a business sale. And so, boy, without him, I couldn't have done it. He just my neighbor just rose to the occasion. He's a young dude. He's jacked and he's over here with drills and screws. I'm just like I was just I didn't know what to do. I was out of my mind. It's like I was supposed to go to work in an hour, so I'm texting work. I'm like, I don't think I'm coming to work tonight. And they're like, well, can you find coverage? I says, no, I'm not finding nothing. I says, I got something happen right now, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So the last thing I'm thinking about is your hockey game tonight. Luckily, though, we were able to get it up in about an hour, so I was able to go to work tonight. I says, okay, I'm on my way. But I just and so I'm at a loss for words, as you could say, because and like I dropped my headphones here before when I went to do something, I get up and I caught my headphones and I fell that close to just you know throwing everything down here around until I calm down. That's where I am right now. Just you ever been there? You ever just had so many bad things happen that you just don't care? And you're like, I'm just gonna smash this and smash that till I feel better. That's kind of how I felt. I had to catch myself and said, no, that's a stupid thing to do. That's where I am. That's where I am right now. And I wanted to come on and play a game tonight. I got some new games on Steam. They weren't sports games, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you what I got. Um, I got a couple new games in to unbox for game night here for friends of mine. Um, and I was supposed to do something fun. I was supposed to do something fun. And here I am. How many of you guys with my things again? So what I thought I would do instead of just sitting here bitching and moaning about crap, I thought I would say, okay, what would you guys like to see me play if I can ever get my crap together? If I can ever just get things back to the way they were a week and a half ago, where everything was kind of normal and I had time to do stuff and had the energy and the mindset to do stuff. So, what would you like to see here on the channel? Would you like to see me play some more Apple football, Apple hockey, shootout hockey? You want to see some more of those little adventure games that I got just to kind of get away from the sports, every now and then. Would you like to see me back to my 79 baseball season and wrap that up? What have you seen here on the channel that you'd like me to do? I don't know if I have too much in the way of new games to try out here as far as sports, but I mean, I want to talk something fun right now. So just, whether you're here in the chat room or whether you're, catching this after the fact, if I can ever get back to doing streaming of games here again and having fun, what would you like to see? And I'll try to feed off of you guys if I can do that. The only saving grace about that tree that fell was it was dead. It was an old dead tree, and I remember looking at that tree going, "But that tree's pretty dead." And then, without a single bit of wind, it just fell over today. It couldn't have fallen in the woods, right? They had to crush my fence. So now I gotta have the fence guy. And luckily, the fence guy's like, "When are we gonna do the rest of your fence?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do it in the fall." Well, luckily, he didn't like just do it and then it crashed and broke a new fence. It's an old fence that I was gonna replace anyway. The only other saving grace is that tree. It's kind of hollow because it's dead, so it's so light. So I was able to pick up a bunch of because that was like a good tree, a healthy tree. Those things are so heavy. I mean, this thing is like this big around. You saw the picture of it. It's like I couldn't move it. So me and my neighbor rolled. Oh, this ain't so bad. So I think if I could cut it up a little bit, I could clear it out. But it's just more work for me. So luckily, with the 4th of July, I do have some time off. So I'll be out there chipping away and with saws and axes and whatever else I got to do to try to get that freaking thing out of my yard. And hopefully that fence guy can come and patch up the fence. But so what would you like to see here on the channel? And yes, Barbara. Yep, yep, it's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, I know. What are the chances? Things get better for me if the Browns go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, right. Philip Reynolds come by. Yep. Yeah, and it is my neighbor came to the rescue. Yep, yep. He's asked me a few times. He's like, "Hey, we're going away. Can you bring in my barrels and keep an eye on things?" So I've done a few things for him, which is nice, but nothing to this effect. He come over and just like I just sat there. I think you saw my mind was blown. I'm like, the wife's inside. She just had open heart surgery. She can't do anything to help me. And it's just me with my bad shoulders. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do here. I don't have all the tools for that stuff. And he's just like, zip, 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 zip. So we got the fence up. It's being held up a little bit right now. And if we get a major windstorm, it's coming back down again. But at least right now it's up. Because the thing is for me is we have the dog that goes out in the yard. And if the fence is down, he's going to go in the woods. And the woods is right next to the highway. And I don't want him going on the highway. And also, I don't want the coyotes coming in the yard. Because the way that fence was, they were going to walk right in, because that's what they do. They scavenge, that's all I need to do is open up the back door and see a coyote on my deck, so the fence keeps them out for the most part. So I had to fix it right away. But yeah, it was lucky that my neighbor was pretty good. It is very frustrating. Yep. Day after day, we keep going. Yeah. How the heck, and that's when you play a game. Well, unfortunately, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you got to take care of something right now, So there's been no gaming and just my head's just. I got to the rink tonight and I was actually just kind of watching some YouTube videos. I bought a little deck building card game on Steam and I was watching somebody play it and I was getting some tips on how to play the game. And so that's what I did tonight. Something mindless tonight, but I just was not into it tonight. Noble comes by. It's frustrating, but be excited. Tomorrow can only get, that it can only get better. That's what I said. That's what I said today. It can only get better. And it didn't, No, it's not what we want. It's what would make you happy. Well, I just need to have bad things. I need something to go right. That's what I need. Need something to go right. And, oh, yeah, they got the new Stone Cold Hockey. They got the new season out. Yep. Yep, I did sell that. Tell the Coyotes to move to Utah, right? What are they going to call that team? And I guess they couldn't name it because they need time to prepare the name. So it's just going to be Utah Hockey Club. And then next year they're going to have a name. But I don't know. I think in this world of internet and computers and how fast things are, they could have secured a name and got it ready because this was what, June they got the team. They could have had a name, and in a couple of months had the marketing stuff out. Oh no, yeah, no. The wife is not good. She's in a lot of pain, and I don't know why. So she had the doctor or the nurse over today, and they were on the phone and trying to sort it out. I can't keep up with that anymore. I don't know what to do. She just sits there in pain and just yells at me because she's in pain. It's like that's just lovely. And, it is what it is. And never assume. Oh yeah, it can always get worse, and it usually does. It usually does. But you try to find one good thing to turn it around, and I'm just not finding that one good thing right now. Just not. It's just not happening. you know. Oh, Noble says life is a season, and you're in a rough season. Yeah, rebuilding year. The next season of life is going to be fabulous. Well, let's hope. Let's hope I get done with the rebuilding year. Right now, I'm the 76 Buccaneers. I can't get a W. No matter what I do, I just can't get a W. And Ron and I are sitting there. It's like, when we're going to record the next Digital to Dice, and I'm looking at the schedule between my work and doctor's appointments for her, and I'm just slammed with all these things that I got to do, and because again, she can't do anything, and so she's able to get up and go to the bathroom and stuff, which is good. But I mean, as far as her anything around the house at all, I have to do it. And so all the little things that she used to do, dishes she can't do, taking out the trash, helping me with the trash, whatever it is, moving the slightest thing, she can't. So it's not like, hey, can you put the dishes away? She can't. She can't put the dishes. She can't. There's not much she can do right now. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So I'm kind of like running the show for the two of us, plus my work, and now I got a freaking tree in the backyard. Ah, gosh, it's unbelievable. And yeah, the doctor is in. We're all here to help and listen the best we can. Yeah, I'm trying not to turn this channel into, Dave's pity party. I don't want it to be that, But thing is, we've all kind of been in this for a long time, and we all kind of go through things and we talk it through and just. So I've come on tonight to say again, I'm looking for suggestions of things you guys would like to see on the channel. I'm trying to look forward to the next season. Like Noble says, what's the next season going to be? Is it going to be a good season? I hope it is. So what are some of the things you'd like me to do here? I mean, I'm dying to get some Apple hockey back on the channel. I'd like to get my player of the game basketball back. I did enjoy that player of the game basketball. That was really fun. I'm looking over here. What else do I have over here? Shootout hockey I have over here. Do you know what I played the other day? Was kind of fun. Was that Mike Seelock 2-minute drill? That was fun. It's 4 dice rolls to get the final score of a football game, and you don't even need to factor in anything. You just roll the dice and look at the chart and get your number. And I like that. It's a simple game. I played a whole season for Tampa Bay in one sitting here, and it was fun. I enjoy that. Ron told me to play Apple football, but I'm like, boy, as much as I love that game, it's a long game, and I just, with everything going on right now, I just don't know if I want to throw that on the table and set it up and have the attention span for that. Because when things start going wrong, that's the thing. And yeah, I appreciate that, Barbara. I appreciate that. At least it didn't hit a house or a car. Yeah, well, my dog was in the yard at the time, but he doesn't usually sit over there because how my yard is structured on the left side, I got a long stretch of fence. I don't know if it's 80 or 100 feet or whatever it is, but that's where the woods are. About halfway down the fence, that's when the woods begin. And that's where all the trees fall, from the woods. So he's usually not down there. I mean, he'll go to the bathroom down there, but he's usually up closer to the house and just, or he'll be on the left side, but away from the woods and the sun. So he doesn't usually sit there. But, the idea that I could have been cutting the grass or, anybody could have been out in the yard and that tree could have come down and hit him or whatever. So I heard a thud. I go, what the heck is that? I says, oh, I thought a chair fell over on the deck, but I'm like, it's not windy out, so there shouldn't be anything blowing around. And he's at the back deck. I says, okay, what's going on? And then I look out and I go, oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But again, thank God for my neighbor who just like grabbed his tools and come over. And it's just, I said, you got a saw so I can get this tree off my fence so I can try to prop it back up. And he come over and he's like putting the stakes in the ground and going behind the fence. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, thank God that he took time. He was cooking on his grill. So I interrupted his dinner and he come home and he spent like an hour with me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, it's like so many trees fall out of the woods and right into my yard. They just crush my fence. It's like the third or fourth time in the last couple of years that that's happened. I get so many pictures of trees falling right either next to my fence or on my fence. It's unbelievable. Oh, so I got to try to find something to do. But I want to play. But sometimes you have all these things you just have to do for your play. In fact, that's what we talked about. That was the topic of the next show that we're hoping to do. Is Ron put out the question. How do you find time to game? Well, this is it. It's like my gaming time right now is dealing with family issues and house issues, and now something in my backyard. So that's my gaming time. Gone. Gaming time is gone. And the other thing to keep an eye out to think about is when 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 these things happen, obviously I'm not going to be out there in the middle of the night with a chainsaw cutting it up because it's midnight now. So I'm not going to be out there doing anything tonight with it. But it's just the idea that it's there and it's just weighing on me. And my spirit, like the fence, has just been crushed. I did. When I saw that hit and I went out and I saw how bad it was, I just was like, oh, I can't believe this. With everything else going on, I got to deal with this right now. And it's just, I know it's just a fence and it's just a tree, but it's something else I got to do. And I have to do it. I can't let it sit there. I got to take care of it. I got to get the fence guy in. I got to cut it up and I got to move all that stuff out of there myself. And I'm older now. I can't be moving trees like I could in my 30s. Oh man. So so what I'm kind of getting at now is that so many things have happened and they're weighing on me and they're crushing me. And I know that I'm still dealing with her and her not feeling good. And now I got the tree out there and I'm trying to get, my work done too, which requires a lot of brain power for me to organize everything, being self-employed. And then when it comes time for gaming, there's no, there's nothing left up here. Up here is full. It's full. And I don't have time to game, even like a mindless game. I just don't want to deal with it, And so that's the other thing. Is sometimes when you get so much going on, you'd like to think you can come down here and play a game, whether it's on the computer, on the tabletop, and take your mind off of it. But sometimes your mind is just full. It is with me, and it just no, I can't really play anything right now. I played a couple things this afternoon for a few minutes, and I was having an okay time. But so I just found myself at the rink, just sitting here like this, watching YouTube, scorekeeping the game, and just watching other people play some things, and just like, oh, eventually I'll get there, But holy cow, yeah, I'm just not into it. But I want to turn this corner. If she can get the pain managed a little bit better, so I know that she's on the mend right now. Like when you're in that much pain, you don't even know if things were fixed. You know what I mean? And then if I can get that tree out of here and make sure that no other trees come down, I'm gonna have to go out there tomorrow and look around and say, okay, are there any other trees that could come this way before I fix the fence? What are we gonna do with all these trees in the woods? Is any more of them gonna come crashing down? But yeah, it was like I said, it wasn't the house, it wasn't a car, it wasn't a person, it was just a fence. But Jeebus, I look back and I think that's the third or fourth time in the last couple of years that something's come crashing through my fence. Oh my gosh. It's just oh man. It's just like, come on. And we have people that come over and use the yard, friends of hers and dog groups and stuff like that. So it's like we gotta clean it up before they come over. Oh my gosh. Noble says next digital dice is not a priority. The wife and everything else is. Yep. Yeah, I know. I know it is noble, and I appreciate that. But it's something that we enjoy doing, and we enjoy being part of the community. And this episode, we were gonna, list off all the things that people talked about on the question that we asked, and those are the fun ones to do. And we haven't done a show in probably over a week now, and now we're looking at, this is a pretty long stretch for us to go without recording a show. Luckily, I was able to squeeze some football on the other night here on the channel. Otherwise, it's just been me kind of yakking away here about things. Unbelievable. But I do want to get, like I say, I was watching what was it? I think it was something on Facebook, and they had a picture of the Red Wings playing the Seals. I'm like, oh, that looks like a fun game to play. That's how I get my inspiration. I see a clip of something. It's like, I got to play that. So I got to play a Red Wings Seals games coming up. I don't know what year I'll do, but I got to do that for sure. And Copper Circle, at least the tree didn't hit the house of the car. Yep. Yeah, you have to take the wins when you can, I guess, if that's going to be a win. It's just the fence, and and a guy I play hockey with has been fixing my fences and putting up the new fence. So yeah, he'll hopefully I don't know when he's going to get to it, because that's the other thing with the holiday here. So July 4th coming up, so I'm not sure how deep he wants to get into a project with the 4th of July right here. That's the other killer, and I don't know if any of the fence places going to be open, or Home Depot, whatever else he needs to do that. I can't do it. I never, that's something I can't do. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. Alan says, prioritize and only do necessary tasks. Forget dishes, go paper and plastic. Yep, healing's a slow, painful progress. She will get the. That's a good idea, actually. Do you know what happened tonight? Okay, there was another W tonight. A friend of ours, well, it's a couple. She come over tonight and she cooked us dinner. And it was an amazing dinner. It was like a pesto pasta and chicken. It was one of the best dinners I've ever had. And I thought she was going to just make something in the house and bring it over. I was like, oh, good, that's nice. Thank you so much. That'll help us out, with dinner tonight. And she come over, she says, no, I'm going to cook it here. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. So she's like taking out pans and boiling the water, cooking the pasta, putting the chicken in the oven. And I was like, okay. And then she goes, all right, dinner's ready. And she goes, all right, I'm done. I'm going home. I wanted to cook you guys dinner. I was just blown away. I was like, it was unbelievable. And all I had to do was the dishes afterwards. And it's like, that was like the nicest thing that somebody could have done for us right now. So I'll take that W. And then, 2 hours later, literally the tree falls. But I don't know if anybody heard it. I heard it. My neighbor behind me heard it. She's like, I was wondering what that noise was. Yeah, well, couldn't have fallen your way, right? It had to fall my way. Oh man. But yeah, I like that idea, Alan. Paper and plastic. Might have to do that instead of the dishes. Although I don't mind doing dishes. I do. I do dishes all the time. I kid her about doing dishes, but I do the dishes. I hate dishes in the sink. I'm always doing dishes. Ron McGrath. Get the drums out and pound the heck out of them. Also, let's play some Apple football. Okay. Okay. Yep. And he is a good neighbor there. Yep. He comes through for us in a big way. But actually, both my neighbors on either side of me are pretty decent guys. I probably could have gone to the guy on the other side and said, hey, can you help me out? He probably would have if he was home. Because I know I've gone over to help him. He's had a tree fall in his yard that just missed his house. And it was a big one. And he's cutting it up. So he was cutting it up and I was bringing it out and, putting the tree back in the wood. So we've helped each other a few times like that. In fact, there was a time that one of his trees fell and hit my fence. And somehow it straddled the fence. It hit just like the top picket, and I just cut it up. I didn't bother. I didn't say anything to him. I just cut it up and put it away. And I didn't go over and say, hey, your tree's in my yard. I just took care of it, But so I try to have good relationship with the neighbors for things like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I should go play the drums. Just sitting over there. I haven't played them since the flood. It's almost been a year now. It's almost been a year since the flood. So I got the drums. I played them for a couple of months. And then we had the flood. So, boy, I tell you, somebody had a shirt on the other day, and it said, "Boy, I've been through some shit." Isn't that the truth? When you look back, and I suppose we all could look back, that we've all been through some shit, right? We've all been through some bad crap, and sometimes it just comes in bunches. And you try to put on a smiley face. And a lot of times it's nothing big, the heart surgery, that was big. We'll call that big. But it's like, her car's in the shop getting a new engine. It's been 3 months. Her car's been in the shop getting a new engine. So it's not the end of the world, but holy cow, that's just something else. that we're dealing with. Then we had all the issues with the dogs, and just it's like one thing after another, and you just can't catch a break. We're dying for boredom. We're dying for boring, is what we're doing. Yeah, yeah. Pound the drums. I know I should do that. Bang on the drum all day, right? Yeah, my uncle would probably take that, but he's in Texas or Colorado right now. He's been out for a couple weeks, but normally he would come over and help me out, and he would take the wood for his fire pit. But yeah, I should take the dog for a walk and turn up the music and just go. Yeah, I took the dog out today for a walk, and he was having a hard time. So he's getting a little older now too. Now he hasn't been out in a week, so maybe he's just getting a little tired there. But I did get him out today after I went to the gym. I actually got to the gym today, and I come home and I walk the dog back to back. That's kind of tough, it really is. And yes, that was nice of her. It really was. She didn't have to do that. She goes, I'm going to bring you guys over dinner, and um, so we just like, okay, that's kind of nice, And she come over and just did her thing, and I was just like, um, that was pretty unbelievable. So yeah. So what else is going on with you guys? As I just take a look at the chat room here. Alan says it's overwhelming. Try to segment things into manageable tasks. Chip away at things until things ease up. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to just, a little bit at a time, put out the fires, one at a time. And I agree. Sometimes you just get one fire out and just, try to put them all out at some point. And then you try to go a week without any fires, so to speak, but it just sometimes the hits just keep on coming. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when they just stack up like that, one last thing triggered. Like when I tripped on this cord tonight, when I went to go, I was replacing my pennants and I tripped on the cord and my headphones went flying and I came this close to just losing it. That's where I am right now. Just tired, not getting a lot of sleep. Just again, just I don't want to run through it all again, but it's just been a bad, busy week, so to speak. Oh, Rob Scott comes by. Yeah, the latest news. Yeah, the tree. Yep. Karma keeps a ledger, and I'm on the plus side by him. I hope so. I hope so. I'm hoping good things are going to happen. This is one of those times where, um, like I'll go and I'll buy a season of Apple or something like that, or payoff pitch, or go, and get a couple of things, like retail therapy. That's kind of what I need to do right now. I need to do some retail therapy. I need to get some things in that are fun for me. I'm not saying I'm going to go buy a new car or anything like that, but go out and buy something affordable, something to kind of. Retail therapy is awesome when you think about it. It really is. Just you go out and get something nice for yourself or something you enjoy, and just something new, and just enjoy it. You know, something like that. So maybe I kind of thinking about the 1980 Apple football season, but somebody said it was out of stock, so that'll probably be a while getting that. I don't need it right now. I got so much Apple football here to play and so many great seasons, so I'm going to hold off on that. That'll be something I do down the line. And I think I pretty much have all the Apple hockey that I could ever want. There's a couple seasons I could get to fill in if I really wanted to. At some point, I might do that. And Barbara says she's been painting the garage and the basement floors. She's dead tired, but I did see you post the pictures of that. That look unbelievable. That's something I always wanted to do. My garage is like a cement floor, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to rip everything out and just paint it all, or have a company come in and like do the floor over real nice. But we parked the car in there, and I got the snowblower in there, so it doesn't have to look nice. But yeah, maybe that's something I'll do this summer. Is just take everything out and just paint it. Just make it look a little bit better than it does. That might be an idea. Do you gotta use, I think it's cement. Do you got to use special paint for that? I imagine you do, right? But that's something we could do. Is just take everything out of the garage and paint it. I don't know how long it would take to dry, because I wouldn't want to leave the snow blowers out, But yeah, I was just thinking that, because I was just thinking how much stuff's in my garage. Snow blowers, all my hockey equipment, um, just shovels and things like that, and ladders. It would probably take me a few hours to get everything out and then blow it all out and clean out the floor, getting ready for painting. But Um, sometimes like I have so much stuff in there that I don't even know if I should bother painting it because I wouldn't see it. I really don't see the floor. It's just covered with stuff. Yeah, and I'm wondering that too, Mike. You know, John from Appa, his wife passed away right after the convention, huh? And so I'm not sure what Appa's going on right now. That's got the other reason I'm holding off because I don't want to put it in an order and you know pressure them at all. So yeah, so I'm gonna hold off probably on that as well. And that's terrible. That's terrible. And I guess it was unexpected too, so that makes it worse. Just and what was weird is as John was just talking about on the convention. I saw some of the videos. He says we're all day to day at this point, and boy, that's talk about irony. So it is a special paint, and it dries real fast and gets hard as the days go by, and the prep is the longest. Yeah, and you don't know how much trash you have to put out tomorrow. So the purge was good. Yeah, that could be a good thing to do. I purged back in 2020 when we were shut down for COVID. I purged the whole house. I went room by room by room, and even the garage and the shed, and we threw out tons of stuff. And now it's all cluttered up again. It's like it doesn't matter how much you throw out. It's just like man, it doesn't look like it. Literally, we probably threw out like 20 or 30 trash bags full of stuff. Just stuff we had around, expired canned goods and trinkets and stuff that's like, oh man, I think it's time to get rid of some of this stuff here. And we just, went through everything and just purged. And it was actually fun. It's like, oh man. So for like a day, you have some extra room and then all of a sudden it gets filled with something else. You're like, oh man, you know, but it is fun. But the way I had the time back then, it gave me something to do. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, that was 2020. So I was out of work, so I was like, well, let me clean. And so I went nuts down here and cleaned up, and you'd never know it. You'd never know that we threw all that stuff out because it's everything. Not that we bought a lot of stuff, but it just gets filled up with other things. It's like if I were to clean off like this over here, in a few weeks, something else would take its place. That's just kind of how it goes. Alan, you are so right about retail therapy. After some recent problems here, I just bought a Fender Stratocaster. Nice. Nice. I don't know if you saw, I bought it. The last guitar I bought was probably 6 or 7 years ago. And it was a Jackson, it was a Rhodes Jackson. I don't know if I can I'll show you it at all. See if I can go to my music playlist. And I have a playlist called music, and I think I did a review for that. And um, that review has 9,200 views 6 years ago. See if I can share that for you. Let's go to share my screen. Oh, no, 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 Opera tab. How about this? How about this? Let me see if I can share that. Yeah, that's my Jackson right there that I bought. And I bought that about 6 years ago. Tuning in today, I'm going to take a look at the. Played it too much, but I did a review on it. Oh, where am I here? So it's pretty cool. I think I did this with my iPad actually, and I was just playing a little bit, and then I zoom in on the guitar. It was kind of a fun video to do. And that's it. That's the guitar right there. It's really nice, actually. So anyway, that's my Jackson guitar that I bought. And I haven't played it in a long time. That's the thing is I haven't played it. It's still sitting over in the stand. I got that tuned up. I have a blue Ibanez I got back in the 90s, I want to say late 80s, early 90s that I love. And so I got that tuned up. So I got 3 guitars. I got 2 Ibanez, that Jackson, which is my newest one, and I get 2 basses. I think I have 2 Ibanez basses, I think is what I have. And so I do like that. And 3 stages of life. You want stuff, you get rid of stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like a boat, right? I don't have a boat, but I heard a lot of people say you're so excited to get a boat, and then you're so excited to sell the boat. That's kind of what it is. So I get rid of a lot of my music stuff, but again, I couldn't get rid of it all. That blue guitar for that Ibanez, I forget what series it is, but that's just a classic. I love it. And then I bought a RG, I think it's a 550 Ibanez. It's a white one. I never really liked it. I thought about trading it in or selling it, but I never did. And then I bought the Jackson, and it was only a couple $100. It really wasn't that expensive because it doesn't have a locking nut, or it might have a tremolo, but it goes out of tune easy. But it's something I just wanted to look nice and jam with. So I got those three. So I got three guitars and two basses, and they're all pretty old. It has that Cheap Trick Budokan shape. Yeah, it's called the Rhodes. Very heavy metal guitar. That Jackson's a very, very heavy metal guitar. So I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see what else. I don't know if I have any other no, I don't have anything else for music videos here that I could show you guys. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna probably jump out here. I just want to come on and give another update. I need to do more playing and less updating. So if there's something that you'd like to see me play on the channel, give me some feedback, give me some ideas on some of the things that you like that I played, so I can get it back here on the channel. Maybe if I see some suggestions of some of the stuff you guys like, it might be like, okay, I'll go and I'll play that again. But I was just saying, I just got to get through Tuesday night, and then I got 4 or 5 days off. And if the wife can get better and she's doing okay, I don't have anything as far as work goes. We don't do anything on July 4th. So I would have a few days that I could actually play something and stream something and have some games on the channel and do the whole bit. And now I got a couple of days of cleaning up the yard to do. And then, oh, man, that's just, that's terrible. It stinks. No, not what I wanted to do. I don't mind doing yard work and, weed whacking and cutting the grass and things like that. But boy, when it comes to moving trees and logs and stuff, that's I've been doing that too much. I'm getting too old for that. Boxing. Now, that's one thing, Mark, you'll never see here on the channel. I've never been a boxing fan. I'm sorry. I just haven't. I don't understand why you'd want to punch people in the head. I know fights happen in hockey and baseball, whatever, but it's a small part of the game. It's not the main game. I never could understand boxing. I know Al likes his boxing, and a few other guys like to do the boxing. I'm not a boxing guy. I've never been a boxing guy. Even as a kid, when they had boxing like on back in the day, like the Wild World of Sports or whatever it was, when the boxing come on, change the channel. Just cannot get into boxing or the UFC. I don't like seeing people fight. It's just, and I'm not a big fighting fan in hockey either. Once in a while, someone's being a jerk. Like, oh, good, they get beat up, they deserved it. But I don't like the fighting in hockey. I want to see skill. I don't need to see guys go out there that can't play and just beat each other up. Great, you're 6'5" and you got no fight. Yay. No, it's not hockey. I know it's part of the game, but I don't like it. I don't like the fighting in hockey. And I know they weeded it out a little bit and weaned it away, and there's no more bench clearing brawls. Good. I don't need them anymore. That was stupid. If you ever watch a hockey game in like the early to mid 70s, every time it was a check, there's a fight, and then the bench is empty. And it's like, how did they ever finish a game? Bench is clearing 2 or 3 times a game, 10, 15 minutes at a whack. You're there all night playing this game. So yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the boxing. So sorry, and if you like it, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of it here, and yeah, I don't like boxing either. Yep. And Edie says, what's happened over here? Oh my, everything's happened. Sharon's had open heart surgery. She's okay, but she's in tons of pain. So she's doing all she can to go from the bed to the couch to the toilet to the bed. And we had no wind today. Zero wind. And that tree come down and crashed through my fence. And the dog was out in the yard. Luckily, the dog was nowhere near what happened, but just that's what's going on here. So I was supposed to be playing something tonight and having some fun, and now we got that happening. Yep. So, and And yeah, I haven't seen Al in a couple weeks. Yeah, he was sick for a while there. And I don't know if he's got stuff going on with the fam, but there's been a few people. I know Marco's got some things going on. Replay Gamer's got some things going on. Um, yeah, Al, when Al's on, he hits it hard. Al will go on a couple times a night for like 4 or 5 days straight, and then he'll take some time off, like you said. Andrew, you like to see me play more Gurgitate? That was kind of fun. Gurgitate was a PDF game, free, and it was a food eating contest. And you had your contestants, and they all had ratings for food, and you would roll the dice and look at their rating and look at the chart to see how many. I think what did I do? Hamburgers. See how many hamburgers they could eat in each segment. And it was a fun little game. It just was called I think it was called Gurgitate, and I did a video on it. And it's just a food eating contest. So it was kind of fun. And they had all different charts for the different things. They had hot dogs, they had hamburgers, I want to say they had chicken. They had a few things. I don't know if they had shrimp or pasta, but it was a food eating contest game. So I never heard of a food eating contest game, but maybe I'll do that again, Andrew. Yeah, maybe I will. And the best part of slapstick, slap shot, was the fight scenes. Well, that's what the movie was all about. Was the fight scenes? Yeah. Yeah, Slapshot, that's what it all was about, was that. Same with Shoresy. I just watched Shoresy season 3 on Hulu. It was okay. I think it was better than 2. 1 was the best. You'll never touch 1. 1 was like, the Cars' first album or Moving Pictures. It was just awesome. And so you'll never touch that. But Rob says, still got second season of Solitaire Pro Football. Would like to see you pull those on again. I have them both. I do. In fact, Pro Solitaire Football is right there. You can't see it, but that is right there. I need to play that again. That was fun. Since I've been playing the Apple football and I'm getting used to 2 and 2.5 hour games, I've been enjoying the longer stuff. Edie, if you're still here, you know what I picked up, Edie? I picked up Frostpunk on Steam. It was $2.99. I said, I got to get it for $2.99. So I know you played Frostpunk probably a couple years ago because it's been out for a few years now, but I've had my eye on it. It's on my wish list, and Steam had it for $2.99. I think that Frostpunk 2 is coming out this summer. So I was like, I'm going to get Frostpunk. So I got Frostpunk, and I'm going to see if I can play that. What Frostpunk is, if you don't know, it's a computer game, and something happened to the world, and it's like one big snowy world, and you're the last surviving group of people. And you find like a crater to go in, and there's like this big heating thing, and you fire it up to create heat to keep the people alive, and then you build little huts for them to live, and then you build something else to create more heat. And it's kind of like a resource gathering type of thing, as you're trying to keep the heat on to keep the people alive and trying to get them. Some people go hunt, some people take care of the kids. So it just looks interesting for $2.99. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a survival city builder is what it is. Frostpunk it's called. Yep, that's what it's called. I got that. I got was it Tainted Grail? I think it was called Tainted Grail. That's a card deck game that's kind of fun. Do you know what I got, Edie, that's hilarious to play or fun to play? This game right here, Dice Conquest. And look at all the dice you get with it. It's pretty cool. And what you do is it's a 1 to 4 player game, or you can play all 4 characters yourself if you want to. And you roll dice and you try to get rid of the monsters. So you lay like 3 monsters down, and you roll dice and you look at the cards and you see how much it takes to kill each monster. And each monster has a special ability. Like you can only play even numbers, only play odd numbers, or things like that. And it's just a fun little game to play. And I played that with Ron the other day. It was fun. So that was it called? Dice Conquest. So much fun. I'm finding these little games to play that are awesome. I don't know. I need to see. I need to see how she's doing. Right now, it's the pain. She keeps saying it's a 10. And so, like the day I went to see her right after the surgery, she was a little out of it. The next day, she's like, the pain's a 10. And here we are a week later, and the pain is still a 10. And they're like, it should not be a 10. So, we got a spell here with July 4th. I got 5 or 6 days off. So she'll be sitting in the house, hopefully relaxing, and I'll be out taking care of the tree. But I'm hoping that it has to get better, right? She's been on the phone every day with the nurses and the doctors. It's like, why won't the pain go away? And they're like, I don't know. It should be going away. So, but she's stubborn, so she doesn't want to sit and take care of it. She's trying to do things, and she's moving around a lot, and you can't because everything here is so sore. Like she's got broken ribs. It's like stop moving around, and yeah, it's gonna hurt for a long time. Yeah. And Rob here has a suggestion. He says, maybe the Hunters, World War II U-boat cap. I'm gonna write that down. All right, so it's gonna be the Hunters. Okay, the Hunters, World War II U-boat captain. All right, I wrote that one down. And every time the Flyers played the Flames, it was a brawl. One night, Dave Schultz threw the bench in the penalty box in the crowd. Oh, the penalty box bench he threw in the crowd. Yeah, that was the Atlanta Flames, right? That was the Atlanta Flames. Yeah, they cracked her chest. It'll get better if it needs to. Yeah. Well, what's weird is that she had the surgery, and it was only a 2-hour surgery instead of 4. It was 2 hours. So I thought things were really good. And they said, yeah, it went great, but they woke her up in a few hours that we were in there talking to her. I'm like, shouldn't she be out for the night and just not moving at all and just not being in pain? They're like, no, we want to get her up and move her around. I'm like, I don't know, because I guess it's not good to lay there forever because that's when you get pneumonia and you get stiff in the whole. Like she says, her legs are so weak she can hardly walk. And I'm like, oh, geez, you were only in bed for 3 or 4 days. It wasn't like you were in bed for a month, but I know it took a toll on her body, but so we're trying to figure out why her legs are so weak and why this and why that and why the other thing. But again, this is our first time doing this. So hopefully neither one of us will need that done. She won't need it again and I won't need it at all. But if we do, we know what to expect. And if we want to go through it, So but anyway, so yeah, so that the Hunter's U-boat cat. The other one I like to play too is the one I got the mat for, this pocket land ship. I just have that over. This is super fun too. Steampunk World War One, kind of a Space Invader type of game. That was kind of fun. All dice driven. That's really fun too. I think I got the expansion. What did I get for this here? I got the No Man's Land expansion. Expansion. The 22 card expansion. This card in the set add more variability in the main game and mini scenario and competitive play. Nice. So I will do that. I will play some of that. And Mark says, "Oh, what's this? Win Place Show horse racing game." Now, what is that, Mark? What is that? The deal with the horse racing game? I have a horse racing game. No, I have a car racing game. And wasn't it called like Speedway or something like that? It used to be called Hugging the Rails, and they changed it to like Motor Speedway, and it was made in the 40s or the 50s, I think. And I forget where I got that game, but it's a fun game. You get the 6 cars, and you get the little, I don't know what it looks like, a lollipop with marbles in it or beads in it, and you shake it, and it shows you the order of the colors of the cars. So, and you just roll one die, and you move the car. That's it. But that was super super fun. And Johnny Crack, thanks for coming by. Yeah, I need to do more gaming and less life updates. But I want to just keep you guys in the loop as to why we haven't had a podcast in a week and why I haven't been doing some things here. Oh, it's an Avalon Hill board game, a win, play, show horse racing game. The other thing about like I like the racing games where you just kind of roll dice or flip cards and move the people around. But with the horse racing, it's always about betting. It's like that. So you're racing the horses, but you're also betting, and it's kind of like 2 different games in one, And so they need to move her right after surgery. They needed to fart and poop, yeah, but they needed to, they just don't want to lay in there like down and out, and because that's when bad things happen. So yeah, And that's the real reason to make you move after surgery. Anesthesia can cause your gut to stop boiling. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah. So they got her up and they're moving around. They didn't really get her out of bed for a couple of days, but they finally did. And yeah, I mean, she's on so much pain medicine that all that stuff binds you up really bad. So she's taking other things so it unbinds you, and so she's just in a whirlwind right now. But it's just the pain here, and she's just like, did I screw something up? Is there something inside that's not right? So that's what it is we're trying to get done with that. It's a good horse racing game. You actually prefer it to the APA version. Interesting. And regarding the hunters, check out some YouTube videos of gameplay done by Ant Lab Games. It'll give you a good idea what it's like. I think you'd like it. So I will. The Hunters, World War II U-boat captain. Yep, that's on my list. And for a change of pace, I'm going to get a new easy WW2 game, Atlantic Sentinels. I'm going to write that one down too. All righty. So that sounds like a good name for like a football team, like a USFL team, right? And now it's the Atlantic Sentinels. Or like a basketball team, And you can try out Hunters on Vassal. See, I don't know what the Vassal is, Captain Vaughn. I'm not sure if I know what Vassal is. And visit vids by Ant Lab Games, published by GMT. Okay. Yeah, I'm writing down all the suggestions here. I really am. And yeah, stool softness are your friend. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, if anybody's going to come on my show and talk about stools, it would be you. I mean, I had that on my bingo card. There's things that you like to talk about, and stools are one of the things you enjoy talking about, And I know on the Game Hounds, that's all you would talk about if we didn't talk about video games. We'd have to steer the conversation from stools to Xboxes, But that's okay. That's okay. Everybody has their thing, You could be the stool cast. Welcome to the Game Hounds. It's the stool cast. Hey, I when I go to the gym, I get my my iPhone's like all my iTunes is on there all the time. I get Game Hounds clips, and I listen to some of them, and they're hilarious. I did a couple of promos, me, you, and Hawks, and it was hysterical. And there was one that was like, Hawks, you are more accurate than a rectal thermometer, and you said, and tastes better too. I need to gather all those and send them to you, because I have all the old Game Hounds promos and stuff I should just send out to you. Let's see. Vassal is a board game simulator for PC. Okay, let me write that down. Vassal, because I think somebody was playing. Was they playing Hockey Bones on that? Is that the other one? Yeah, I know. She did make me laugh. She's always been good at making me laugh. You still have those? Yeah. Yep. That's what I need. I needed a good laugh tonight. Yeah. Edie's the one that she got snowed in Boston one time, so she spent a couple of nights here, and she drank all my wine. Not like a bottle or two, like all of it. I come downstairs in the morning, and she's sleeping away, and I look on the bar. We had a bar down here, and it was like lined with empty wine bottles. Now, we didn't have many. We only had 6. She drank them all. She's just down here drinking away all night long, on the internet, doing whatever she's doing. I'm like, holy cow. I said, you drank them all? She's like, yeah, you're going to need some more. Oh, when's your flight? When's your flight? No, I did not have one bottle. I did not have one. I had way more than that. I had so many bottles of $6.99 wine. It was unbelievable. And holy cow. It was just like, okay, she likes wine. Well, she likes to run. Yep. No, I'm not a liar. Seriously, I'm not a liar. You drank them all. Drank them all. We didn't drink a lot of wine back in the day, but we had some here for guests or guest, singular guest. We had bottles of wine for, but that was fun. I think that's like some of the last major snow we got when you were out here. We haven't had a lot of snow since then, Yeah, you're more fun with wine. I know you were. I know you were. The only time I ever drank wine was when I was with you in Boston that time. It's the only time I really drank wine. I'm not a big wine drinker, although I will. Oh my gosh, you know something? Um, Years ago, got to be 15, 20 years ago. I couldn't sleep back then. My anxiety was through the roof, and we were drinking wine one night trying to sleep, but I couldn't sleep. And it's like, and I took a sleeping pill after drinking wine, and I didn't know any better, and I could feel my heart. And that's the most scared I've ever been in my life. And then I'm thinking about it's like that's why you don't take sleeping pills and wine. They just don't work. You will die. And I just yeah. So don't ever do that. Don't take a sleeping pill and wine ever. And I did that just once. And again, I did just I needed to sleep. It's like man, I need to sleep. Woo, I didn't sleep. Not after that. And I never ever did that again. Rob, what do you got going on here? Reminds me of the best sign I ever saw at a Canucks game. Oilers in town. And someone had a sign that reads, you might have Gretzky, but we got Big Cox, Big Craig Cox. Yep. Isn't some good signs? Some good signs. Tell them about the epic $8 bottle of wine. Yeah. So we're in this. All right. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. All right. So we're in Boston, and there was a little bar around the corner from where we were staying. We were at PAX East convention, and we get on there after I don't know if it was it the first night or second night of PAX? I forget. I think it was after the first night of PAX. I think it was Friday night. And anyway, so we get downstairs, and no, was it Saturday night? I forget which night it was. Anyway, what I'm getting at, so we went down to this little restaurant. And she's like, "I'm buying tonight." Like, okay, fine, I'm buying tonight. So okay, so we had a meal, and she's like, "You want some wine?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, I'll have some wine." So she got a bottle of wine, and we had. I was like, "This was really good. This wine was really good." So we finished the bottle, and I go, well, "Let us get another one." So I opened it up, and it was like a $6.99 or something like that, or $7.99. I was like, "Let's get this one." She's like, "Okay." So we got another bottle. We finished that bottle of wine. It's like, "Let's get another one here." And in my head, I'm thinking these are $6.99, $7.99 bottles of wine, right? And we must have went through 3 or 4 bottles of wine that night, you know? And then the bill comes and she's like, I'm like, "What? What?" She's like, "The bill's like 2 or $300." Like, How could it be 2 or $300? We had a meal, $20 each, and we had 4 bottles of wine at like $8 each." She goes, "No, those are $7.99 a glass. The bottles are like 30 or $40 each." I'm like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." It's like, "Oh, so sorry." Yep, yep. Oh, you knew. I didn't know that. You said so. You knew that. I serious. I'm not a wine drinker. And oh, you had a patient do that. Yeah, yeah. No, no, never, never do that. Never, never. Don't take sleeping pills and a laxative at the same time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man. But yeah, so we were drinking all that wine. Okay, you just got so Ron said he just got that game, the Hunters. So I'm gonna have to check that out. And yeah, that was a great night. That was a great night. Although I think that must have been Saturday night because when I remember us getting up Sunday morning to go to PAX and we were just like, nah, we'll get there around lunch. We went in for about an hour and we were done. We were just so done after that night. Oh, that was a long night and just hungover. Yeah, that was back in the good old days when I was young and I could do that. Now I can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. Instead, I play games. That's what I do now. Yeah, we were. Yeah, that was yeah, yeah, yeah. That was and we were staying in Boston, right? And that was like there was a club across the street, and we were up all night because the people were partying all night, so we didn't get any sleep that night just because of the noise. Oh yeah, yeah, she did drink me under the table. Yep, she did. Although I beat her on the Scorpion Bowl. She come out that one time and she had one Scorpion Bowl and she was done. So, but the wine, yeah, she can drink the wine forever. That's what she did back in the day. So, but yeah, so I got Frostpunk. What else did I get? You know what I got too? I got Gloomhaven for the PC. It was on sale 60, was it 40, 50, or 60% off? So it was only like 12 or 13 bucks. So I got Gloomhaven for the PC. So so I've been playing some of these like adventure games. Although Ron and I were talking about that, we looked up Gloomhaven was like $200 to buy the tabletop game. It's like a 21-pound box to play Gloomhaven on your table. And so, and I know ID Jester plays Gloomhaven on his channel, but I was like, I'll never find people to play with, and I'm not going to spend $200 on a game that I'll probably never play. But I'll spend 12 or 13 bucks in a PC version to see if I like it. Absolutely, you know. And you like the Gloomhaven? Yeah, that looked kind of fun there. Um, Looks pretty complex. Complex. I was playing the tutorial on the PC. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of understanding like you move the moves and what to do, and I guess you can burn cards and get rid of cards. I don't know. I'm still kind of learning it all, but it seemed okay. But I picked up a few things. You know what else I picked up too was Beachhead. Was it Beachhead 1944? Beach Beach Invasion 1944, and it's kind of a weird game just because of the optics. You're in a pillbox on the beach, and the troops are coming ashore, and you have all these guns lined up, and you start off with a couple of machine guns, and then you can upgrade to a flak gun, and you can upgrade to an MG42, and then upgrade to a big bazooka cannon, and you're defending the beach, and it's kind of like a reverse D-Day. It's kind of weird, honestly, but it's just you just use the mouse. You just kind of shooting at everything. So it's kind of a tower defense game. It's just like round by round. So I got Beachhead Invasion 1944 and then 1945. They were on sale, the two of them for like 850 or something like that. So the Steam sales are great for trying out some games that you would probably never play. They do have that baseball game, the crazy baseball game number 4. I forget which one it was called, but they have 3 and 4. 3 wasn't on sale for some reason. 4 was on sale, which is a new one. It's that crazy baseball game with the crazy people playing it. Although it's more like a real baseball game now than it was back in the day. I really enjoyed it back in the day. I still might pick it up. But there's so many fun games up there. You know what I do on my Steam list? So I put everything in my Steam wish list, and then it goes on sale. And if it's on sale for like $1 to $3, and I don't buy it, I got to take it off the list because it's like if I'm not going to buy it for $1, $2, or $3, and I'm never going to buy it and play it. So there's some on my list. Like, why did I even put that on my list? I have no idea why, but I did. But anyway, so I have the Hunters World War II U-boat captain on my list. I have Atlantic Sentinels. And I need to check out Vassal too as well. Somebody was talking about Vassal. And there was a tabletop simulator too. Somebody was playing in Discord, in our Discord. One of our Patreon people were playing Hockey Bones on Tabletop Simulator. And they sent me some of the files to set it up and play. And I haven't had a chance to do that or anything else. But and I'm hoping Clay gets back with his season ticket football. I think he was at one of the conventions, probably the Play convention. So I'm kind of hoping he's back in town working on his season ticket football game because that's such a fun game. I really enjoy that. And I'd like to see him finish that up and get that out in the wild and so we can start playing that because that's such a fun game. It really is. But anyway, what else did I want to go over here? I think that's about it. Nothing else, nothing good to talk about. Hopefully by the 4th of July, work will be done for a couple of days. The tree will be gone. My wife's feeling better, and I can come back on here and play some stuff here. I really do. I got so many things. Again, I need to pull out the Solitaire Pro Football. That was a fun game. I need to do that again. What else do I have over here in my box I want to play? Oh, the Astro Force. That's the other one I got. Right? This one here. I did the unboxing for this one. Astro Force, the dice game. So I need to do this one too. This one is a lot like Deep Space 6, I think it was called, whereas you have a little spaceship and you flip over the cards and like something happens. So you roll the dice and you try to figure out if you can put out the fires or fix the computer or fend off the enemies. That's what kind of this is too. It's that type of game where it's kind of a dice management game. Although this one looks a little bit deeper than the other one, but the same concept. And yeah, so you got your so this is your board here. So that, again, there's the spaceship, and then you got your guys over here. So it's really kind of fun. And you got a few different spaceships, so that stays the same. So you got your fuel cells, and you know things like that. And then over here you got 4 ships. So you have 2 here and 2 here. So you get 4 different ships to play, and things like that. It's kind of fun. You get your little crazy. I love games that have crazy dice like this. Like look at the dice. It's got different symbols on it. I really like that. You get the little blocks there, and then cards. You know, I've really been into this lately. The cards here. Okay. I've really been into games that have really, really cool looking cards. In fact, I bought a couple of other games. 5-minute dungeon and 5-minute mystery I bought. And I'm going to use those for party games. But this game here, I've been really, really like how long does the game last? I'm not exactly sure. That space game sounds cool. Yeah. It's it wasn't that expensive too. Astro Force. Again, I bought that when I got my mat. Oh, I'll show you my mat since I'm feeling a little bit better right now. So let me just kind of go on my little thing here. So this is the Pocket Landship, that game that I played here. I told you I've had that for a few years, and I've been trying to find the mat. I finally found the mat from this place in Muskegon, Michigan, because it's always been overseas, and finally I found it. And so I picked up the mat, and this is kind of cool, and it shows you where you put all your cards in the whole bit. And look at how gorgeous this mat is. I mean, seriously, this thing is absolutely gorgeous, and it was only like $20. So I'll be using this when I play Pocket Landship. But I love this mat. It come out really good. So there's that for Pocket Landship. But this game here, I've really been into card games. At least here on the table. No, not so much on the channel, but these cards here, I mean, let's look at these cards here. I mean, this is like so cool. You know, like the ogre. I love the I'm loving these. I mean, I like my cards. I like my APA cards. I like my payoff pitch cards and the whole bit. And these are just so nice looking here. You know, you get your heroes, you get the sorceress. You can play as the sorceress. Come on, let's get in here. There you go. Play as the sorceress, things like that. So I just like the cards. I like how they look. And again, this is a nice small game to play, this Dice Conquest. I was playing this all night the other day. Right? What was the other game? Oh, there was another game I wanted to get that had unbelievable cards. I forget what it was, but I'm liking the cards games. They just look so nice. They really do. It just there's one that's on Drive. I don't know if it's Drive Through Cards or Drive Through RPG. It's called Decula. Decula. That's exactly what it's called. It's called Decula. I'm gonna write that down too. And Decula is I think it's $20 to buy the game. It's just all cards. Excuse me. And the idea is you're Dracula, and you have people over the house, and you have guests come over, and you're trying to like not have too many guests. You're just kind of doing your Dracula thing, and you don't want guests, but you can set traps and kill the guests. And you're flipping over cards. Do I want to buy this card or not? If you buy the card, it costs 2. If you don't buy the card, you get 1. And so it's kind of like a game, and it's like, do I have guests? Do I have traps? Do I have points? You're trying to get as much points as you can for $20. $20. I'm going to probably go to Drive Through Cards and pick it up and give that a try there. But I also want to see what else they have there. For $20, I'll do a game, you know. And reminds you of old school Starfleet battles. I didn't play that one, but it's kind of this is like the D6. I forget what it's called. D6 Deep Space. Is that what it's called? I forget what it's called. Um, Deep Space D6 is what it's called. Deep Space D6. And that's what it is. So you have a space, and it's let me see if I can show you this right here. And I guess they got in trouble. Let me see if I can share this with you. Share screen. So that's what the game looks like. Deep Space D6. It's again, it's a ship with the dice, and you got over here on the right hand side, if you can see that at all, over here on the right hand side. This is your, you got to put dice on here to clear away the threats. But it was the book here is like a choose your own adventure game, and I guess they got in trouble for that. They got in trouble because it looks like a choose your own adventure game, so they have to change the box or something like that, or maybe they just stop making the game and selling it. But if you can find it, that's kind of fun. And all he has to do is talk about wine and makes you feel better. Yeah. Yeah, I like wine. No, I haven't had wine and probably since that night. Just not a big wine fan. If I do, it's gonna have to be the white, not the red. That's for sure. But yeah, I've been really enjoying these card games, whether at the computer or here at the house. Just the artwork's just unbelievable on them. It really is. They're so fun, and it's a nice little palate cleanser from some of the sports things that I've been doing. And I really, you can tell I like the sports things. I really do. But yeah, so the retail therapy might be a good thing. We talked about retail therapy. I don't know what I would pick up, but I want to pick up some stuff and play it. I don't want to just buy it. I want to play it too. Reslav comes by. Hi, David. All thanks for coming by here, bud. As just kind of chit chatting away here late at night. Just kind of me kind of venting. I can feel the stress kind of leaving me right now. I'm talking about happy things, talking about games, talking about wine, the good old days when I used to drink a lot of wine. Once a year, when Edie would come out to Boston, that's when I drank wine. It was once a year, basically. Um, but yeah, that's that. I can't wait to play this game here, this Astro Force game. Maybe once I get the tree cleared up, I can play that. Gotta get back to my app of football over here. Still like that. And try Glory Days. I have Glory Days football. They sent me a review copy of that, and Ron and I were trying to figure that out, and the directions were messing me up. So we were supposed to have him come on and talk about it, and he was going to walk us through a game, and then something happened, and there was a lot of people that were having problems with the game, and he's kind of I don't know if he put it on the back burner or what he did with that, but the card was very confusing because he jammed a lot of information onto the card. I couldn't really figure it out because it was just too busy for me. So it's something I'm kind of hoping that it's still being tweaked because I do want to try it. I heard I would really kind of like that game, but it was I really think it was college. I'm not a college football guy. So, and I heard he had a couple of pro teams so that's the thing for me is that if there's a game that comes out and it doesn't have teams that I want to play, then there's no sense of me playing it. You know what I mean? If there's a couple of games that are out. I know there's a hockey game that I do have, but it's all 60s and very early 70s, and so there's not many seasons I would really play. So, like I don't want to. I just don't want to play a game. If I'm going to play seasons, I don't want to play. You know what I mean? So I don't want to play college football. I just it's not my thing. Just like boxing, not my thing. So I usually don't play games like that. So Barbara, thanks for coming by. The garage looks good. Keep up the good work. I got to think about painting my garage floor too. So, but anyway, I'm going to probably jump out here in a couple of minutes. So again, if you like, what would you like me to see me play once I get my situation squared away, which I hope is very soon. I'm hoping I can get the monkey off my back, get my spirit back after being crushed by that tree and by a few other things. If I could just get through tomorrow, then I got a few days to kind of deal with everything. But Well, when that tree falls from the woods and crashes into your yard, it's like, oh my gosh, like what the heck was that? And it's not the first time. Luckily, I don't think we have too many trees close to the house. There might be one that might reach it, but I don't think it would crush it because it's not a very big one. But yeah, I don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to think about it. Don't want to think about it. Sleep well. I don't know if I'm going to sleep well tonight, Ron. I really don't. I really don't. Pro Football Phantasm. That's one I haven't heard of. Have not heard of that one. Do you know what I saw tonight on Facebook? Somebody had this. You know how they put I have like the '70s games that they have on there. Remember Battleship, right? We all remember Battleship. I didn't know that there was a sub game like Battleship. And there was a picture of these two kids playing the sub game, and picture like Battleship on the top row, and then there was a second row, and then a third row. So it was like 3 or 4 levels of Battleship esque things because it was a sub, so you could probably drop down to 3 different levels. I never had that game. I never even knew that game existed. But it was some kind of a battleship game, but it was with submarines, and you could be on the top, you could be on the second, third, or fourth level, whatever it is. It was like I don't remember that one, but it was big and bulky, because picture Battleship, it's like whatever, size, like a couple keyboards, but picture like 3 levels of that. It was like an aquarium. That's what it looked like. Looked like an aquarium, and it got pretty dark under there. So when in the picture, you could see the kids like trying to move the subs underneath, but it was pretty dark under there. A couple of those levels. So I don't know if you could see what you were really doing back there. It could be a pain in the neck, but there was a submarine game I saw. But check out Decula. I'm gonna put that in the chat here. Decula. Will that post? Yeah, Decula is the one I'm gonna look at here. That's on drive through cards or drive through RPG. RPG. That might be a fun one to check out. And also, a friend told me about 5-minute dungeon and 5-minute mystery that looked pretty good. 5-minute mystery. The mystery one was kind of neat because what you did, I'll do an unboxing for those at some point. There's you get a card with like a scene, and you look at the symbols, and there's triangles and squares and rectangles and whatever, and each one's a little different. And so you're like, hey, I'm looking for the triangle that's got the dot. All right. And so there's a little wheel. It's like I don't know what you call it here, and it's got all the symbols on it that are on the card. So you got to spin it to find the right symbol. And if you get all the symbols right, if you look at the card and you find all the symbols right, flip the card over. If the symbols match, you can get a clue. If you got one wrong, you don't get a clue, and you got to go on to the next scene. And I was like, boy, that's a fun little party game. You have one guy or one person in charge of the little dial there, and then a couple other people looking at it, trying to find the symbols, and you try to get it because you only get 5 minutes, so you got to try to get it right as soon as you can to get a clue, and then you put the clue and see if it lines up, and that'll tell you, what you're looking for on the characters. Is somebody wearing glasses? Do they have a cape? Are they wearing red? Things like that will kind of help you figure out. It's a deduction game. It looks super fun to play. Quick hitters. You know what I mean? Quick hitters. It should be kind of fun. There should be a wine game. Winner is the person who can craft the most pretentious description. A robust cab with notes of grilled dates, with a bouquet that lingers like schnauzer flatulence. No, that's kind of what it was. By the time we had that last bottle of wine, that's what it felt like. That's for sure. That was a fun night. But oh my gosh, that hurt. I could never do that again. Never do that again. I'm just too old for that now. I'd have a half a glass now and I would be out. But anyway, hey guys, thanks for coming by tonight. Keep me company. Again, it just, when it rains, it pours. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm hoping it's going to stop raining soon over here so I can get back to some fun things here on the channel. Tired of coming on with just nothing but bad news. So I'm hoping things will get better. We'll have some more fun back here on the channel. We'll be back recording the podcast, back recording some other fun things here. And I'm hoping in the next couple of days we'll be back to normal. Let's see. Let's hope. Let's hope that the sky's clear and things will get better over here in Studio B. But anyway, hey, I'm Dave. Again, thanks for listening, guys. I hope things go well for you guys this week. And you're thinking positive thoughts for me, so we can get back and having some fun here on the channel. We get back to recording the show and get back to the hobby, because that's what keeps us all going, is the hobby. But yeah, I'm hoping to. Thanks, Mike, and I'm hoping my luck changes too. I really am. So we'll see how it goes. We'll do our best. That's all we can do, is just do our best, and one day at a time. So we'll talk to everybody later. Bye bye.